show, Manganiello. All right, next we have the creator of this whole world, Charlaine Harris. And then we have Pam, my favorite character. And Jessica, Deborah and my other favorite character, Lafayette, Nelsan. And then we just saw him, but please welcome Alan Ball again. And then the king of Mississippi, Denis O'Hare. My favorite shapeshifter, Sam Trammell. The lady with the worst taste in men, Tara. And then Sookie Stackhouse herself. And Mr. Bill Compton, Stephen Moyer. So, before we start, let's, get the elephant out of the room. Someone seems to be missing. Alex seems very quiet, but we should say Alex is out filming a movie, and so is Ryan Kwan, so they couldn't be here. But I know, sad. We wish their atlases were here. So I'm going to start with Anna. Sookie, obviously, as we saw from this little peek, is much more badass this season. I mean, yeah, that's right. Have you enjoyed that aspect of her? Have you enjoyed kind of being a kick-ass, heroine?
You know what, I think she always kicks ass in her own way, but at this point her life has beat her up so much that she's starting to fight back, and it's been really fun. And I get to literally kick some ass.
Yeah. It's kind of harkening back to your X-Men days a little bit, I feel like,
Except I never got any action in X-Men, so...
What's that?
I never got any action in X-Men, but it would have been nice.
Yeah. You did wear lovely
I wore some really hot gloves.
You did.
Right.
So in the last episode we saw, Sookie used her kind of microwave fingers again. Is that? Are we going to see more of that this season?
Well, obviously we're going to figure out what they really are, because aside from microwave fingers, there's got to be something like cool behind that.
Or maybe she just fell on a radioactive.
Maybe she likes to make coffee hot. I don't know. I'm guessing there's something behind that. Yes, we're finding that out, I believe.
Besides Sookie being badass, she's also been a lot funnier, I think. Like, she's just really lightened up. And particularly, I loved your impersonation of Bill. Now, did y'all workshop that? How did that, was there like...
Or maybe I've heard him say it a lot.
I mean, Stephen, what did you think of that impersonation?
I thought I'd like to hear it again one more time.
Sookie. While Sookie's been a lot funnier, Bill's gotten crazy dark. Incredibly twisted. We'll get to some specific twisting in a little bit. But Stephen, has this been fun for you to play? Sort of the dark side of Bill?
I think one of the most amazing things about all of our show and everything in it is that Alan very rarely gets you to do the same thing twice. So you always get this opportunity to, it's an amazing echo, isn't it? Like being in the Coliseum. So being able to do something so different, so weird like that scene or other elements is, you know that you're never going to do the same thing again, and it's just such a joy as an actor to work on a job like this where you know that you're not going to be solving the same crime next week. You're not going to be, it's utterly other.
Yeah.
And so it's been amazing for me.
So let's talk about the most twisted sex scene in True Blood history. Where Bill literally turned Lorena's head, I think 180. How did you all shoot that? Was that, obviously you did not really do that on tour. But,
so she's not here.
True, mean but fair. Was it dumb? How did you all?
Am I allowed to say how we do it, Alan?
We really killed her.
Yeah, of course. It's amazing, the detail that goes into working out a scene like that. Alex Wu, one of our staff writers, came up with that scene and came up with that moment. And then the work that goes into it is, how do we make it? How can we make that visually that thing? How do we do that? So, snap the chick's neck. So Mariana ended up having to go and have a full life cast made of her body, which was then presented to me to go home and play with for the night. Why not? There were two, I just couldn't help myself. And so basically, it's me on a bed, with the torso strapped to me, so that when I move in it, the thing moves. And the neck itself was articulated so that as you turned the neck, it ratcheted like a ratchet. And then it got to a point where it stopped, and then we had to film Mariana's on her front, so that they had the front with the arms, and then we had to shoot her so she was on her back, sorry. Then on her front with her head down in that position, and then they married the two images together. Absolutely insane and fantastic.
That to me, that was one of the more kind of grotesque moments of True Blood, but at the same time, one that was really cool. Do you guys have kind of favorite gross out moments, like all of you, in terms of what you filmed? Do you have favorite kind of moments of gore and grossness?
I have one, but it hasn't come out yet.
Oh, interesting.
Last season, when Marianne takes over Grant's house and I come home, there was a small naked man in my sink who was doing something that looked quite intimate with what I believe were some intestines.
Yeah.
There was also an animal head of some sort on the kitchen table, and a half-clad Mike Spencer lying on the floor. That was pretty interesting.
Sticks in them.